All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. Let me lower myself a little bit. Hope you guys are having a great day. And we're going to get into exactly what's going on here in the charts. What do we see happening? What is going to be the main outcome that we're probably going to see today? All right. Now, we saw the movement down. It was very, 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 very obvious that we were going to have a move down if we weren't able to hold above those higher highs or those lower highs, excuse me. And we did make that move down exactly at the 3,1500 level. We did seem to catch some movement to the upside here, but before we get into that, I wanted to give you guys a little pep talk. I want you to all have some sort of mindset, right? You need to have some goals, you need to have some initiatives, and these are all going to be your own goals, okay? I can't make them for you. I don't know what you're doing every day. I don't know what type of person you are, but you all need to have some sort of goal in mind that you want to accomplish being in crypto, right? It's not to get liquidated. It's not to get, absolutely filthy rich in X amount of time, because it does take time, it does take patience, it does take strategy. And you guys need to have that goal in your head. A lot of them might be extremely ambitious, but it will give you some sort of motivation, to look into things a little bit more. But I want you guys to understand also from an indicator perspective. We'll probably go through some indicators, show you how to use them as well. If you guys are interested in doing that today, do a little tutorial on really what you need to be looking for. Indicators are so meaningful, and they understand, or to understand indicators is extremely meaningful, but it's all about how you see them and how you perceive them. A lot of you might not know how they work. You might be combining indicators, that are doing the same thing, but they're just multiple ones. Really good traders, really good investors, they have a set in stone type of indicators that they will be using throughout their day, throughout their trades. And that being said, every single indicator that you will find has some weakness as well in some aspect. You need to kind of pick up on that a little bit, but we'll be going through a few of them if you guys want to, and showing you when you make your entries. That's one of the most important things. How do you backtest something? How do you really get something set into stone and fruition? Because a lot of you might not have a strategy together. If you don't have a strategy together, what the fuck are you doing, right? It doesn't make sense, right? You need to have some sort of strategy if you're even going to be thinking about getting into trading. That's just, it's simpler said than done. I understand. But it's not too hard to make a strategy. They're out there. We're going to be going through some. But yeah, what did Bitcoin do today exactly, right? Well, we came down. I'm on the Hekinashi candles, which just show momentum, and we did bounce off of this little zone down here that we had mapped out. A lot of, if we go in the shorter time frames, let's go on like the 15, for example, we had a lot of support around this area, right? We have a lot of support around this area. We know that around this 30K level, if we look at the 12-hour, have we seen candles close below 30K? No, we haven't. Have we seen them close below 3,500? Yeah, we have. We saw one do that. But for the most part, this is where people are mainly buying, right? This is where people are buying when we do come into these lower levels here. Let's go back across. Okay, let's go back across. Yeah, this is where people have been buying. Yes, we are making lower highs, but at the same standpoint, you don't think that we're going to have some momentum to the upside when we do have, those pushes to the downside. We're going to. It's just how price action works in these areas, which is, you guys could look at indicators all you want, but you need to be using them with market structure, with price action. Where do we have resistance? Where do we have support? Where are people actually buying? Why is price moving this way? And it all has to do with some psychological aspects on your side, right? If you're looking for these certain things on, where are people actually buying? Where are these, these candles closing? And why would I be buying here, when people mainly sell here? Or you need to figure out, go at your own pace. If you guys are new, just saying, even if you're experienced, right? 4-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour, daily, weekly, right? You need to be looking at these. Very, very important. Yep. That being said, though, we need to still focus on some sort of shorter term mindset as we always do. But for the main part, we still are looking like we might have some sort of move. If we do break out of this trend line that we have here, we came back up, we retested it a few times, but we are getting to the top. We are showing some bullish momentum on the 12-hour on these candles that we have right here. If you guys want to use these candles, I would say they're extremely easy to understand, especially if you guys are new, right? They're called the Hikinashi candles, and you want to be able to see some sorts of momentum push where we don't see wicks on the bottom of these candles right here. You see how we don't see wicks? It's a little bit better on the shorter time frames, but we don't see wicks on the upside too much. That's how you know we have that momentum down. What this is when you have, it's the middle of the candle before. If we do go down below that, it's going to be taking, them out of the equation, just making it, some sort of trend that's easier to follow. Unlike Renko, for example, this is Renko. Do like Renko, but this one we can get into at some standpoint, some other standpoint here. But for the main part of just understanding, where momentum's going, it's not hard to tell, really. But if we do have a 12-hour candle that is able to close above this trend line, I would expect price to kind of, get around to this 35K area, right? Easier said than done. But yeah, for the main parts, I do think that they're probably going to bring price up a little bit more, at least up to this trend line, which is still around a 0.9% movement. But I'm just kind of playing it safe right now, to be completely honest. If we do see a breakout, if we do see volatility push up, I mean, let's go look at the volatility, guys, right? We're just keep on going lower, lower, and lower on the volatility. Extremely important. But yeah, what's your guys' plan, right? If you don't have one, you're obviously not going to survive here long. Especially if you're trading. You guys have to understand, it's survival of the fittest. It's natural selection when it comes to trading. You're going up against people that have strategies. They have them back tested, and you're just gonna get all of your liquidity eaten up. It's not gonna be fun. But you want to know what? We're going to make it fun here, because you guys are going to have a certain mindset where you're going to be back testing. You're going to know exactly, your chances of survival, if that makes sense. So you kind of have to put it that way, because you guys are really putting in your hard-earned money into something where, a lot of you just don't know. You don't know enough. You're not strategic enough, and it's just a bad situation. That being said, though, I want you guys just to have the best opportunity that you really can. And with Bitcoin right now, do have this bullish candle. If this does close bullish, how many times do we have a bullish close on this indicator right here, and we have a push down, right? We had one here, right? Let's go back. We had one up here. We had one here. But for the most part, right, when we do have that kind of push up in momentum, we do see a large push to the upside. I do have the good old Stochastic RSI. Figured we'd go back to the basics with RSI right here. And what I do see happening is, yeah, we obviously see, right, some bearish divergence, right? If we do get up to these levels, maybe we'll have a push down off of this 50 level up here, but that would bring price at least to that 35K area. We could go down for the double dip, but they really have opportunity to bring price up right now. At least short term, I am bullish. When we get into these zones, price doesn't last there too long. We all know this. Yeah, we saw it bounce off very, very nicely off these zones. We weren't really able to claim anything lower so far, but yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing right now. But yeah, we'll get into some questions here. I'm just going to go through a few things. Okay. A long-term sort of trader, right? If you guys are invested long-term, you're still trading at the end of the day, right? You're still buying, you're still selling at the best standpoints you can. And you need to be focused on, what can give you an edge, even if you're not doing this hours and hours a day, right? Understanding what EMAs are, understanding, what these sort of trend indicators are going to be very important. What's MACD? I wouldn't say MACD's trend, that's more momentum. But yeah, you guys get kind of what I'm saying is you need to have some sort of edge long term. It's extremely important for you guys to focus on the trends, right? Trends is a long-term sort of investment style. I would say short term is more focused on momentum and volatility, which that's where, a lot of you guys go wrong is you'll have like either not the right type of indicators for what you're trying to accomplish, or you'll have too many of the indicators where you guys do not know what you're doing. And what really matters at the end of the day, I don't give a shit what you guys do. Okay, I don't give a shit what you do as long as you have a high percent win rate. Right? You guys are actually making money. Okay, you guys could be doing whatever the hell you want in crypto, but if you're not making money, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong, and you have the opportunity to go back test it, to go learn, and come back at it with a back tested strategy that does have potential for you to make money. And it's easier said than done, but you have that opportunity. It's right in front of you, and it's you versus yourself. It's survival of the fittest, almost natural selection for a lot of you guys. But 99% of you guys probably will lose. Just statistics. Just take that and make it motivation. Make it motivation. But right. If your results as well are not great, and you guys are, you feel like you're putting in the work, you feel like you're really, you're really trying as hard as you can, and you're just not getting the results out of it. Okay, you got to go at your own pace. You really do have to go at your own pace. It's extremely incredible to understand that we all have our own pace on what we learn, how we learn, what style we learn, and it's not going to be extremely hard for you to be successful in crypto if you go at your own pace, right? Don't try and rush things because we're at these low prices. Just go at your own pace. Maybe long-term invest, whatever it might be. You don't need to rush into anything. Don't feel rushed, because when you feel rushed, you're obviously doing something wrong. Unless you have a high percentage win rate, then you're okay. But yeah, all right. So yeah, everyone, I'm going to kind of recommend, I guess we could talk about this in today's stream about the struggle of trading, the struggle of indicators, the struggle that a lot of you guys feel and face. Talk about how you can have some tribulations, some success over it. The first standpoint, right, is here. Give me a second. Some George White Claws for tonight. But you have to understand, right? We have I would say five actually, We have 5 types of things that you see in a market. Okay. These are what indicators are based off of. It's just a visual representation. It's nothing more, nothing less. It looks complicated, but you want to know what? Nothing's complicated if you read, okay? That's one of the main problems I know a lot of you guys are facing. It's just I don't have the attention span. I can't read. I don't want to do this. And that's why you're not going to be as successful. You're not going to be able to survive, this natural selection or selection. Just because, some people want to read. Some people want to gain that knowledge. They want to gain and accumulate more money. And, they might be a little bit more motivated to you. But besides the point, just trying to talk some sense into you. But we have most important one. We'll go from the most important to kind of the the bottom of the totem pole of indicators. Still very important. Still can make you a lot of money. First of all, right? We have support. We have resistance. We have pivotal points. We have trend lines. Those are all in this category that's called just price action. It's just market structure. You need to know what market structure is. You need to know. I mean, it's just pivotal with understanding, where indicators are good entries. Because if we're at this resistance, we're at this support, whatever it might be, you're gonna know that's a good buy or a good sell based off of your knowledge of market structure. Oh, we had the daily candle close at this level. This is the pivotal point for the day. We'll talk about pivotal points for every single day. There's a pivotal point every day. And if you know where this pivotal point is, if we go below it or if we go above it, or if we test it, we're going to have some price action around it. And yeah, that's kind of the first sort of indicators, pivotal points, trend lines, sort of support and resistances, EMAs, I would even throw in there too, possibly. But just understanding the basic market structure, I would say volatility in candles, how to set stop losses. That's the beginner stage of things, and you could be successful trading just off of those. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of things that are out there that are going to help you. They are going to help you. But all right, so let's go over. I guess we could go over trends next. So trend indicators. What are those? All right, we have don't get them confused with trend lines. But we have, I guess you could say, moving averages, definitely a trend sort of indicator. We also have, I guess we could say ADX also. And the thing with trend indicators is what you're doing with those are mainly the long term side of things. I would say you could still use them on the shorter term, but you're not going to be able to only use trends to get into some certain buy order. Let's say you're looking at it from a long term perspective. You're like, if we break above this trends that we've been below, we know we're going to move, right? On the shorter term, it doesn't pan out so much like that. And that's kind of why I said that. I might be a little incorrect. I understand, but I'm just trying to give that, trying to get you guys in some sort of thing where you're like, oh, I can go learn about, EMAs and how to trade off of EMAs. When we break above the EMAs on the daily and, we have that bullish volume, we have that momentum, we have things picking up, that's a good time to put in a buy order. I don't need to be trading every single day of my life, right? I keep on losing every day, but I keep on trading. Yeah, don't do that, okay? Don't do that. Go and learn before you guys hop back into the natural selection cesspool. All right, so next ones are going to be the CCI. I guess you could say momentum. I refer to them as CCI just because it's like trend reversal is really what kind of momentum is. You're just looking, all indicators are just trend reversal. That's, I guess you could say, stochastic RSI, MFI, CCI, MACD. MACD is a big momentum one. But yeah, those are good ones. I mean, it just depends on how you use them. It's all a visual aspect, but at the same time, you have to backtest them. You have to know exactly how they perform, what you're good with. You don't need to have 5-10 indicators. What you need to do is you need to start off with one, right? You need to start off with one, start off with two, and build a strategy around that. All you would need, we'll get into that in a second. We'll go over some strategies with just 2 indicators that have success rate. And there's going to be, right, we're just going to combine a trend with a momentum on a longer time frame, and we're going to show you exactly when to buy, when to sell. Extremely easy. You're just combining 2 indicators with market structure, and you're playing off that. Get some water in the lungs. Yes, and cloud indicators, the itchy ones, yeah, Ichimoku. Support and resistance, yep. A lot of support and resistance indicators out there. But yeah, we're really gonna get into, there's some indicators that will work well in ranging markets. I would say that has to do with a lot of the momentum base. Like MACD is gonna kill it when we're in a range, but when we're in a downtrend or uptrend, doesn't do too well unless you have, you guys are looking for that sort of bearish, bullish divergence, whatever it might be in the MACD, but not a lot of people are able to pick that up. I would say MACD is better in a range. So is CCI, so is MFI, so is RSI, so is stochastic RSI. All better in a range unless you're spotting the divergences. But yeah, volume is going to be my next one. A lot of people don't like volume. They hate on volume. They don't understand it. They don't understand how people have been trading off of volume for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years, people have been extremely successful with just the simple fact of VWAP and just a volume in general. And it just measures the pure strength and the pure strength and weakness of movements that we'll see in the market, right? We want to see exactly how hard something's pushing in volume. Is it breaking over the support, the resistance that we've had in volume, not even in price in general, because then oh, we have a breakout, we're going to go up X amount of percent, and then we do. Or we go up some sort, and we have a calculated win rate behind it. But yeah, OBV as well is a good volume indicator. What else? Yeah, VWAP, we talked about VWAP. I would say that's more of volatility. It's like with Bollinger Bands, ATR bands, which that's my next one. Volatility, which would be VWAP, Bollinger Bands, ATR. And they just, kind of figure out the rate of change over a period of time. Volume, it calculates it, but it's what these ones are doing is they're getting the average of it. They're not necessarily just putting a singular sort of bar down what volatility is. It's showing you how volatile it is compared on the average of what we saw before, right? Which is great. But the angle, at which you guys look at the charts, for example, looking at bullish, bearish divergences, extremely, extremely important. We have to understand that, you need to see, right? Gotta itch. Give me a second. But you want to be able to see, as much as you can in the charts, and have as best an opportunity as you can. And when you're looking at, bearish and bullish divergence, for example, right, we're going on the RSI, and every time, for the most part, let's just pull this up. For the most part, when we break above, this isn't even divergence, by the way, guys. This is just oversold, overbought zones, right? We're overbought right here. Okay, we are in a downtrend still, right? We're underneath the 200 EMA. If we're on the daily, right? It's probably going to be the 50. It depends on what type of time frames you're trading on. If you're trading on the 200 on the daily, you guys probably want to be trading on like 13 or the 21.55 on the daily, if that. Depends on what type of trend we are, but we are in a downtrend, okay? And every time we break out of this overbought zone, right? If you guys just put in some shorts here, if you guys just put in some longs when we broke to the downside, you'd be doing very well. And you're using this based on an EMA. So you're going to be shorting when we break out, and you guys can get risky and, buy when we break down. But, for a fact that when we do break out and we're in a downtrend, we will always see that push to the downside. That's just, it's not always, but it's a high enough success rate where it's like, it's worth it, right? It's worth it. What are your thoughts on Manic? Short and long term, just pick some up for 89 cents. Nice. I'll talk about that in a second. I'm not too bullish on Manic. We'll need to go in the charts on it. Let me actually pull them up. Got a mosquito bite. God damn it. Had a great day today, guys. Had a great day. Okay, this does not look too good on Manic on the daily. Does not look good at all, but we could see some sort of, pullback. Actually does look pretty well. But just this trend in general, how close we came to breaking out of it, right? We could have that nice push up in actual RSI and momentum. But no, I see what you saw here. I see it. Yeah, this was actually not that bad of a buy at all. This is actually pretty good. At least from the daily perspective, this looks like a fantastic buy that you got on here. Just because we did break through trend, and we also came back up. If you bought it around 86 cents, you really did snipe the bottom, right? You really did snipe the bottom. But yeah, I would say that's a great entry that you got in on there. Obviously, it might not work out. Still could have that push down. But you know what? That's just how things are sometimes. But that was a great entry, honestly. Very, 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 very happy to hear that. We do have some sort of resistance here, though. Support, I guess you can say, in these areas. This is still on the Hekanashi candles. If we go to candlesticks, right, this is kind of the zone that we're in, which is the 89-cent zone, right? And then we also have some sort of 82-cent zone that we see there. All right. You guys still want me to go over indicators? We'll go over a few strategies. I think maybe I'll just save that for videos. We'll save that for videos. We won't do them on stream. We'll get a better consensus. But yeah, Bitcoin's breaking out, guys. Exactly as predicted, right? That's a great thing to see, honestly. I want to see price, hit around 100K within the next 2 weeks. I think it really is possible. If we're looking at our indicators correctly, if we have enough on our screen, we can see 100K Bitcoin is right around the corner, right? Stock to flow. I'm just joking, but at the same time, we need to be, considerate when we do get into these levels. I know a lot of you guys are extremely bearish right now, and I've kind of molded you into that way, but we're not bearish, we're not bullish, we're emotionless. And to be fully emotionless, you can't feel one thing or the other. You just feel gains, and you just feel the charts pumping through your veins, and that's really all you care about, right? And you gotta figure out a balance in between, bullish and bearish, and really what the charts are just showing. But for the most part, we do get bought up in this zone, and we saw that push. We saw that momentum. If we go to the shorter time frames with this indicator right here, Hekanashi, we saw that we had this bullish push in momentum. Like I said, when we have the shadows, this is called the shadows of the candles. When they're not facing downwards, we don't have, like, this is a shadow right there. It's a wick. When we don't see that happening, right, we know we're going to have some sort of bullish push to the upside. Same thing goes for the downside. And then when we do have these sort of, this kind of doji candles, we'll find a doji, because that's normally when this reverses. There's a doji. But yeah, when we see a doji candle with this is normally when we reverse right here, for example. But we want to see no shadows in between, in between them, or else it's just still could have some bearish downside to it. But yeah, great thing to see on Bitcoin. ETH long-term entry. You're not gonna like what I'm gonna have to say. No, I'm not. I did say the other day Bitcoin could go down below 20K. Right? It could, but you want to know what? If you guys have your stop losses, who cares, right? You better hope it does, because that'll be a very profitable, years to come, unless they keep on. We're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, Ethereum's extremely volatile right now. Some whales are just wicking people out for the fun of it. This pumped up a lot more than just Bitcoin did. Let's see what that did. Was that 3%? Nice. But yeah, for the most part, this was our zone that we had on ETH, guys. This was our zone that we had on ETH. It needs to break above this. It needs to break above this, and it's still right. We're kind of still in this supply zone where people are selling. And we broke through it. We saw that push all the way down there, and we've seen resistance in the zone over and over and over. So we just want to be able to push above this, get above this resistance as well, and then we're going to probably be able to recover some of this trend over here. Yeah, I do want Bitcoin to have a little pump. I am seeing a little bit of bullishness in just overall trends, momentum. Yeah, momentum is flipping over. But we just need to make sure to really get confirmation and we break above these certain price action levels, because we do have a pivotal point on Ethereum at this 24.6 level. And we have this resistance just above here around this 2100 level that we've broken off of many times. It's going to be a hard resistance for us to break. I think long term though, Ethereum, if we really are patient, and you guys don't like it, but let's go in like the weekly, for example. Let's look how Ethereum really doesn't have much support till they have this support down here at 375. They have this one here at 1449. So that's a pretty big range on the weekly. We'll go on the daily. All right, there we go. That's what we're talking about. $800 for Ethereum is possible. It is possible. Not saying it's most likely to happen, but we normally come back to retest these levels at some point, especially when we have this volatile push. Who knows? Maybe we'll just go down to this 1200 zone. But this is where I'm looking at, right? I'm looking at probably getting into some trades here. If we do make it this low, this 1300, 1500 level, do expect some FOMO back into it. And yeah, but just volume's going down in general in the market. It's hard to go break all-time highs when you have all-time lows in volume, right? It's kind of impossible. Oh, oh my God, AXS, guys. Let's go into AXS. Oh my God. Guys, look at this. Does this show you how much degenerates are on Binance? Does this show you how many degenerates are on Binance, guys? It's absolute madhouse in there. A bunch of apes. But they definitely had some fun today. I mean, look at this momentum, guys. It's crazy. This thing just never goes down. We do see a bearish divergence in volume, though. You guys see this? Volume's kind of topping out here, right? Volume's kind of topping out here. We don't see it fully falling down just yet. But if it does, right, we'll have some sort of good indicator on that. I really do think, though, this is a meme coin at this point. Yes, they have use case, but it's a meme coin with all this volume in it, right? Can't take that fact away from it. So be careful. We do see some bearishness in volume. Even though it's going bullish, even though it's going higher, we still see bearishness. Some hidden divergence. Buyers don't want to buy on exchanges. Is that what you said? My whole thing on volume is just people have been trading off of volume for hundreds of years. I'll just pull up a VWAP strategy, for example. Just pull up a VWAP strategy. All right, we'll throw up VWAP strategy. Oh my God, this broke out so many times. Let me just throw on normal VWAP, okay? Jesus Christ. All right, just throw on VWAP. Just get some sort of price. Let me throw off the EMA so you guys can see it. So what VWAP does, let's get the whole thing going on a VWAP. Get the VWAP with the Ichimoku on as well. All right. So what VWAP does is essentially, at least this indicator, if you guys want to check out this indicator, I'll show you how I use this indicator. How do I make percentage off this indicator? And I'm not going to bullshit around talking about a bunch of fluff. It's when do we enter, when do we get out, when do we yada, 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 right? So that's what you guys came here for. That's what you guys are obviously on YouTube for. So basically what we want to see is we want to see volatility bands be broken above, volatility band be broken below. And we're doing this on higher time frames if you want to be super safe. And that's when you're getting the trades. But we also have Ichimoku implemented, which is a natural support, natural resistance that we see here. Guys, look what this coin has done. Jesus Christ. What is this? Only a 24x. Not too bad. Let's go on the shorter time frames with this, though. Because you don't want to be trading ever. You don't ever want to be trading VWAP. Ever want to be trading VWAP on the longer time frames, because it is based off of a daily reoccurrence. They reset VWAP. It's the average volume of that day. Okay, it's the average volume of that day. Don't ever trade VWAP. You know, on longer time frames. I would say 15-minute, maybe hourly, right? Depends on what type of day we see. But I am a big fan of VWAP. I'll do an entire video on them. I'm gonna do an entire series on strategies with VWAP. It's extremely straightforward, right? We break out of this. This is just such a hard coin to do. Let me just go to Bitcoin. Jesus Christ. Go back to that. It's a madhouse. It's a madhouse. All right, but we break above trend with enough momentum. We're going to come back to the mean regression at some point. Boom, we came back to the mean regression here. You're just entering trades once we do break some market structure points that we want to see price bounce off of, right? I wouldn't be putting in some sort of short when we broke above this. I'd be more looking at the fact of when we were reaching these higher pivotal points, which you want to know what today's pivotal point was, guys? We had a pivotal point at 33K flat. Was the pivotal point for today. So we saw price push below it. Now we're seeing price push above it. Okay. If we do hold above that, expect us to have some little bullish push. My guess, maybe we'll be able to recover this. Maybe we'll go to 34K. Maybe we'll have Donkey Token have a nice pump. Who knows? Anything's possible, right? Not really. Not that. But yeah, for the most part, you know, I got a YouTuber who's trying to dox me. That's pretty cool. But yeah, everything's going great. It's a great strategy to talk about. VWAP is for buy zone, sir. No, it's not, Chad. It's for yeah, well, the regression to the mean is where you're taking profits, obviously. It's more for taking profits, but it just matters how you use it. There's so many ways you could use VWAP. I mean, I use it for literal everything. I've used it in whether that's stop loss, take profits. I've even used it for like a layer 1 of my certain indicator pack that I'll use. I'll have it as this needs to check off first, and then I'm going to be looking at X, Y, and Z, and then I'm going to be basing my trades off of whatever VWAP is doing at this current time, just because volume is so important. And especially in crypto, it's really important via price wise as well. Percent wise, it's really important, if that makes sense. Do you think XRP is a good buy right now? All right, let's go to XRP. Anyone in the chat holding XRP long term? Let's get some XRP hype in the chat. No. All right, so let's go at the daily. We're looking at the daily. What does the daily show? Not too good of things. Not too good of things. We broke through that support right there. We did make a push to the downside. We need to be throwing on some EMA levels. I'm just gonna put on some simple EMA levels. We'll throw off the VWAP. I know it's blowing some of you guys away. Like I said, learn at your own pace. We will be doing some nice, good tutorial videos on those here in the future. You guys do not need to pay for any content ever on this channel. You guys don't need to pay for any content. So make sure to remember that, and make sure to realize that these strategies, it's just work ethic. That's what you guys are paying with. for anything that you do is, yeah, you could pay for something, but at the same time, you could put in the work, and it's not as hard as some of you guys really think if you do have the work ethic. If you don't have the work ethic, yeah, it's fucking hard. But for the most part, we want to see some push with XRP. We have dipped below this sort of support level before. At least on the daily, we're not showing too good of reversal. This could be like some sort of bear flag right here. And I mean, not really looking too well for XRP, to be honest, on the daily. Can't really give you too much hopium on that for the long-term holders. But I do want to see, you know, this is exactly why. It's because we have these bearish candles right here. We can easily recover them on the downside. I would be looking for a price target around 52 cents if we did try and take on some of these levels. I don't follow XRP that much because there's not as much price action as I would like. There's other coins that, you know, I'm not emotionally attached to any coin. I have a filter, right? My filter is I'll look at market cap, I'll look at volatility, and that's the coin that I will love for the day, that I will hodl for the day, for the most part. All right. I'm going to use VWAP as one of my indicators right now. Helps a lot. Watch some videos on it. I mean, I want to go deep into it, but at the same time, it'll be for tomorrow. Do that tomorrow. But yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing in the market right now. It's a little consensus. Not too much to go about right now, except for the fact that, you know, we did break through, and we hit our exact price targets. But yeah, we want to see, you know, these levels up here if they get broken through, which highly doubt we can. If we have enough momentum. I would say the chances of us doing this are low, but you want to know what? You know, Russia won the say that. But yeah, we want to see that, okay, guys? We want to see a lot of these levels that, you know, we've just been using as some sort of large I guess you could say sell-off zone. Just so that makes sense. Why is it not pulling that up? We gotta go to rectangle. All right, yeah. These zones up here, whoops, all the way around this 36 to 35K area. It's gonna be extremely hard for us to break out of it, just only due to the fact that we're so far away, and the volume to break out of those areas. Look at the volume that we had to have to really push above those levels, and look how low we are right now. You know, we look like we're just mere, you know, we're just that small, and we had, you know, a lot more volume back in the good old days, right? Still some great days ahead to come, but yeah, it's kind of what it's looking like. No, the NFTs. I'm here to start a fear NFT. Okay. What is VWAP in a nutshell? Basically, you're just gonna be. Let's go over VWAP. I love this, man. It's awesome that you asked that, because you know what? Most people, they don't care what it is. Terrible indicator. I need to go on my other computer and get my other VWAP. If you guys are going to be in the Discord, right, we have a bot that should be streaming a VWAP sort of indicator on Bookmap. That's a great site. I believe we're going to have that up and running, which I'm looking forward to that. Oops. All right, but basically what it's doing is it's taking the average of what volume is currently looking at like right now. It's starting, so let's say we have 24 hours in the day, right? We have 24 hours in the day. Let's go to brush. So we have 24 hours in the day, right? This is hour 1 right here, right? We have all these hours in between. Right when it comes out, if we have super high volume, the VWAP is going to be huge, right? It's going to be huge the rest of the day, just because it's taking the average when we start of the day, and then we have this mean regression type of channel that we do come back down to. And that's kind of how it works throughout the day. And normally we'll see high volume days and we'll see low volume days, especially in crypto, or we'll see the same amount of volume days. We don't have, you know, this, that, or the other, especially when market opens. If you guys, you know, and I know a lot of you apes in here, and you guys are like, I only trade off market hours because I don't know when market hours are, and I don't understand that volume comes in these waves. It's all a learning experience. I'm just giving you guys a little shit. It's fine. You'll survive, you'll learn. But at the end of the day, You guys have all the opportunities right in front of you. Just you versus yourself at this point, where we have to figure out, what is price action. We're gonna be going over that quite a lot. Just learning all the basics, everything that you would need to know, when to enter a trade, what indicators to be using, this, that, and the other. I'm not gonna go on and on about it. When will it go back to a bull market? All right, so when moon? That's really what we're waiting on. A fake out to the upside. I mean, look how many times we've saw fake outs. Here, wait, sorry. We've saw fake outs here, right? This is a fake out. This was a fake out. This was a fake out. This was a fake out. Just lower highs. Is that a fake out to you? A lower high? Or fake out to the bottom and then a pull back up? I mean, still. Just lower highs, man. We're in a bearish trend still. But we know we're going to have that push up at some point. People buying these zones. Let me take off the shitty indicator. Why don't you do an update on all the coins that you go on when you first went on YouTube? You don't mention loss in your first videos. You survive a bear market, 20x like you said in the past. Well, the thing is when you are talking about coins and they do bad, obviously you're not going to want to talk about them too much until you see the hype pick back up for them, right? A lot of coins have lost some hype. It's not worth it, but at the same time, a lot of you guys don't like some of the coins that we talked about, but we did have quite a lot of coins that did very, very well in a bull market that I know a lot of you guys experienced. Yeah, there were some bad ones, but that's just any sort of bull market that you get into. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I know some of you guys might have had the best time, but it's all learning experience in the end. Next time you'll look back at it and you'll be like, holy shit, this is a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful type of thing that we're going through. It's a great time. I'm telling you guys that, when you experience firsthand how much volatility we can have in such a short period amount of time. And then we are looking back at those moments from this perspective. Even if they were bad for you, you still have to understand how crazy a lot of these times that we were in just, a few months ago. All right. Yeah. Sorry, not going too deep into TA. Just got moved in today. Fully moved in. For those of you guys that doxed me in the Discord, I left that place. We had a little riot in the Discord. Alright, but besides that, who cares? For the main point is we have to be able to see some higher highs. You want to see a candle close above this 34, 35K. If we do want to see a push up, I am expecting us to probably test at least this neckline that we see right here, which is 33,500. If we can break above these EMA levels on the longer time frames, we can close, right? This is actually a pretty important pivotal moment where we are right now. We want to be able to close above this sort of support that we have down here, because we normally do have some bullish movement to the upside when we do close below or above this, excuse me. And I do see, maybe we'll be able to hold this on the 12 hours. If we are, do expect at least us to come up to that neckline. All right, so yeah, that'll be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys had a great rest of your day, and make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. We'll be posting more often.